Sofakingdrunk back again with something completely different. It's Friday night, it's soaping on a spating in the perfect draft. I wasn't going to drink this Friday, but I decided I had a shit day today, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to have a beer. I had stuff to do tomorrow, and you know what, it can fucking wait. That's the kind of day I had today. So anyway, what we're going to talk about? Going to talk about what's been happening. What's happening? We've had the European Championships. We've had a general election. We've got Olympics just starting. Let's go back. Let's rewind back to European Championships. Were they good? It was shit. I thought it was shit. Personally. And I'm not talking about because I'm Scottish. People go, oh, Scotland was shit. Yeah, Scotland are shit, right? I'm not going to say that at all. Scotland brought a bit of flavour to it, a bit of colour to it, a bit of... I'm not an international football fan for a start off, I'm a club football fan. All the teams that went to it seem to bring a bit of colour, they seem to bring everything to it, but the Scots did bring something to it. They flooded Germany. They flooded it. And in all honesty, they had a hard group. Everyone thought that Hungary, Germany, host nation, they were always going to outplay Scotland. They did. It was a justified red card. They had, was it Potis, his name was that? That was a justified red card. Referee got that spot right. A few guys didn't turn up. I think they give the Germans too much respect. The so-called line-up that night by Stevie Clarke, the Scotland manager, Scotland coach, whatever you like to call him, he got it all wrong. They give the Germans too much space, too much respect. They punished you. Good side. Switzerland, good side as well. The big guy up front, a good player. That boy will go far. Hungary, everybody in Scotland, we'll bump them. They had some decent footballers actually. They were quite impressive. They tried to play football when they were getting punished for it, but at least they tried to play football. There were a couple of players with an old head short of being a good team. So anyway, going to England now. England had a relatively easy group. I knew they were going to get out of it. I knew they were going to progress into the next stage. I actually think myself that Gareth Southgate got a lot of bad press in the first few games. He did. In my opinion, he did. He's got England since '66 that they're always harping on about. He's actually got you guys to couple of finals, semi-finals, stuff like that. He's actually done a lot better than a lot of England managers. You could see with the England players, the way they were going about. He had a great bond with them, and that is hard to replace. Good luck with that, England, trying to replace Gareth Southgate. I think if you'd left the guy alone, your English media on top of him, I think if you'd have left the guy alone, he would have delivered. Probably not a World Cup, but he would have maybe in the next Euro. You've got some fantastic players, England. You always have. You've always got some really, really good top players, and you've got some guys that, for me, Harry Kane shouldn't have been playing. He should have maybe had a game, and he didn't do it. He should have maybe replaced him. He should have maybe used him as a sub. Make his arse. His head was that size. I don't know. His head that size, but he should make his arse that size. He should have put it on the subs bench. He might have come off the bench and said, I've got to prove myself here, and he might have done the damage for you, but he didn't do that. So anyway, that was England the Euros. Spain, Portugal were the two best sides in it for me. They played nice free-flowing football. Spain were quite pleasing to see. Scotland beat them in the qualifiers, and do you know what? They were a different team. They were a different team. I don't think Scotland would beat them now, to be honest with you. They beat them in the qualifiers, but Spain were a decent outfit. They've gelled. They've gelled. I can't remember what it was. A World Cup, the last World Cup, they really struggled, but they've gelled really well, and they've come in, and that is a team that you've got to fancy to go to the last stages of the next World Cup. So anyway, what else have we got? General election, eh? Who voted? Tell the truth now. I voted. I voted. I'll not tell you who I voted for. But I voted in Labour government. The Conservatives had to go. They had to go. I don't really know too much about politics, but all I know is Conservatives have made a bollocks of the UK. In all honesty, their idea of giving something back to the poor is reduce your tax. That's it. We don't earn enough to benefit from that. So you're basically lacing the pockets of the rich. Whereas we've got a new guy in town now, a new sheriff in town, Keir Starmer. Now, I've got a problem with that right away. A sir. He's a sir, and he's meant to be a man of the people, the working class people. I got a bit of a problem with that, to be honest with you. Drop the fucking sir shit. Drop it. Drop it. There's a lot of people out there, they've only voted for you just to get rid of him. And if something better comes along, they'll vote for him. That's basically it. The Conservatives, in all honesty, what they did through the lockdown years, Big Boris and his Partygate and all that kind of stuff, you get all these people and they all start winding up and shouting about it. I remember this, wasn't allowed to go out and see my sick granny, and these bastards were in number 10 having a party and all that. Well, at the end of the day, I done a lot of movement through Glasgow in lockdown, so there was nothing stopping you. There was no curfew, there was no armed police, there was no army in the streets, so use your fucking head. As long as you were sensible, you would have been okay. And that's a conspiracy anyway. That was all about people conditioning, that lockdown. That's what that was. That was all about people conditioning for the grand scheme. The final solution, or whatever you want to call it. Final solution was probably the wrong term there, actually. Well, maybe not, actually, because there is something afloat. Anyway, that was an experiment. The lockdown was an experiment all over the world. It was people conditioning. So anyway, what else have we got? Oh, up to date now, eh? The Olympic Games in Paris. Everybody's up for the Olympic Games. Watch a bit of this, the underdogs. I must admit, I watched bits and pieces yet. I'm not a big Olympic Games fan, but a couple of stories that have got me so far. You know, these events, right, they're always going to be heavily policed. They're going to be heavy, like security, terrorism. There's always going to be these threats. This is a new type of terrorism. You just sabotage your links for your event. So they've been destroying signal boxes in the railway, the Parisian railway, and there's 800,000 people, as much as that, maybe up to 1 million, maybe. They were displaced, they can't get to the thing. So these things are always, you're always going to have a nutter out there that goes, this is what's going to happen. But the story really pissed me off this week was the Australian lady, which I don't know, the Australians always do the walkabout. They always go travelling the world. I don't know, she might be there for the Olympic Games, I don't know, but she was brutally attacked by 5 men in Paris, and that is fucking shocking in my book. But these things happen. I hope she has a speedy recovery. I know there's going to be a lot of mental trauma there with her, and I hope the French authorities catch these bastards. They need to be strung up with the balls. So they do. So anyway, what else have we got? I can't even read my own writing. I've got a wee memo down here. And then of course you've got the immigration thing, ain't you? The immigration, like say, you've got the thing that's happening in Ireland just now. That's crazy. What's happening over there? Irish people. I'm off Irish stock myself. The Irish people are very open hands and everything, but they're giving away with Ireland is full. We've got the big thing that's happening down in England. It's Trafalgar Square. Tommy Robertson and all that. I hope that passes without incident. I really do. People have to make a stance because it's getting to the stage now. There's not much crime in the UK and Ireland that's getting committed, and nothing seems to be getting done about it. Prisons are full. Everything is fucking. The whole world's gone to pieces. It's gone to pieces. You've got all these people with agendas. What's going on there? Honestly, there's 70 fucking 2 different genders. When I went to school, there was only 2. It was a man and a woman. Now there's another fucking 70. I don't know what's happening in the world. I really don't. It's a way. It's gone to pieces. So I really don't know what's happening. Anybody can shed a bit of light on us, all the shit we're talking about. By the way, this Spaten's good. There's nothing else really to talk about, is there? That's all that's been happening. What have I been doing? Where am I going with my channel? Well, I could throw that in there. Where am I going with my channel? Probably just keep it going. I don't do lives. I've done a couple of lives with the geezer, Paul and Michelle, rate my beer. I was meant to do one with Barry, but I never seem to get around to doing it. I was meant to do one of Q&As with the young Irish boy that was asking you questions. I never get around to do it. I never seem to have time to do anything. I live 100 miles an hour. Life just catches me up. I'm up too early in the morning. I'm up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go to work, and some of these guys are going on lives at 8 and 9 o'clock at night. I'm absolutely dead. I was up this morning, 4 a.m. It's a Friday night, although I'm off the weekend, and I'll be lucky if I see 10 or 10:30. So well, a few beers, listen to some tunes, talk to you guys. It's hard work. It really is. Living is hard work. Paying the bills is hard work. But in all honesty, it's YouTube. I've enjoyed it. I've went away from it. I've came back from it. There's a lot of beer tubers doing that actually, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them because you get a wee bit when you start YouTube, right? When you start BeerTube, you get a wee bit obsessed about it. You want to post all the time. And you want to get the latest beer. That's the first thing you do. You chase the latest beer. You chase it all the time. And you try to get your post up first. Try to get it so you can get the most views and all that. And after a while, you think, who gives a toss? I don't. I used to be chasing all these craft beers and all that, and then the craft beer world just absolutely went skyrocket. And I was thinking to myself, I ain't paying fucking £7 a can anymore. I ain't doing that. And then I was doing that for a few years, And then I went off drinking for about 3 years. If anybody's looked, there's a few guys out there, and I salute you, that followed me. Even when I was doing my non-alcoholic beer reviews, I didn't drink alcohol for 3 years, but I built a cellar, so to speak, I aged a lot of beers like Belgians, Imperial Stouts and stuff like that. I'm enjoying them now. Fruits of my labour. Shout out to Wallace. Wallace, a big bag of them for your birthday when you come down in September. It's really nice to be able to do that, because I thought I won't be able to do that. And sometimes you see a beer tuber and he's got an Imperial and you think, my God, I hope you get another one of them that you can age it. And you ask them in the comments, I hope you've got 2 of them. And you go, no, I only bought them one and they've just drank it. I thought, my God. I remember, right, Shimmy Blue, right? Tesco was selling it at $2.50 a bottle. $2.50 a bottle. I remember when the first Shimmy Blue I ever bought, I bought it over in the west end of Glasgow in a place called The Cave. There'll be a lot of people in Glasgow, they'll know what that is. Cave in Great Western Road. And it was over £4 a bottle. £4 a bottle. And this was a long time ago. This was about 11, 12 years ago. And I drank it and I go, oh, brilliant stuff. And then Tesco was selling it at $2.50 a bottle. And I thought, that's a one-off. So I went in, I saw it and I bought 4 of them. And then we went back the following week. It was still at $2.50. I bought another 4. I went back the following week, another 4. I've ended up with nearly 30 bottles of it. 30 bottles of Shimmy Blue. All aged. Now, they are, next year they'll be all 10 years old. They'll all be 10 years old. I have got one at 2013, which is, what age is that? What age is that, lad? Next year that'll be 12 years old. I'm going to keep that one. I'm just going to keep that one to my next big birthday. But I got that, and there was other ones as well. And I remember there was a club. It was at the House of Belgium, I think it was. I got it online. I don't know if they're still online or not, but I got a few shipments for them, and I never ever opened them. And I opened them recently, just to check them about fucking 8 years later. And I've got some crackers in there as well. Absolute belters. I've got a Back Albert, which is a stout. I got a dozen of them. They were only about just over £2 a bottle. All those years ago, and I think you'd pay about £5 now for that bottle. But Black Albert, man, I think it was about 13%. It's a Belgian stout. My God, it's an absolute classic. I've got lots of stuff that I just keep in there. And for me, the Belgian beers, especially that ones, I like my doubles and my quads. I've got them in the Belgian world, and I'm going to keep them. I said last year and the year before, and I didn't do it. Well, I did last year. I've done it a couple of times. I took a few out and I just drank them off camera, and they were really, really nice. But now they're maturing. My harvest is coming up. I can't believe I've got some beers. I've got some, my good friend Big Minty, he sent a couple over to me as well, and I've still got them. A Brewdog one, Tactical Nuclear Penguin, in the brown paper bag. God knows how old that is. I'm saving that for a big birthday. And he sent me over another one. It was a barley wine as well. I can't remember the name of the company. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. A barley wine. I'm not massive on barley wines, but the only times I've drank barley wines have been fresh and not like that. But in all honesty, there was one years ago. I think it was about. I aged it for about 5 or 6 years, and it was the Clown Circus by Brewdog, if I can remember right, and that was smooth. That was pretty smooth. I actually think I've got another couple in there actually. But anyway, see if you're ever thinking about selling in beers, have a go at it. Really nice. All you need to do is, you don't need a cellar for a start off. All you need to do is keep them out of the light, put them in a box, and make sure that the place you put them is not too hot. And they will just produce themselves into something, a Rolls Royce drinking experience. So anyway, where are we going now? I don't know where we're going now. Hell on our own boat. So anyway, look at this. You'll ask yourself, what is this all about? I don't know. Well, somebody knows. There'll be somebody out there that knows. I know as well, and that person will know. So anyway, for the channel, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just post what I do, and I'm not going to ask anybody to give me a thumbs up and get the algorithms up and all that shit. I can't be bothered with all that. Get back to YouTube again, and I come in at night. I do a 14-hour day, commuting to work up at 4 AM. I'm in here about 6, so it's a 14-hour day, and I come in here. First thing I do is get a shower, get my dinner, and then plank my arse in front of the TV. But I don't watch TV. I'll put on YouTube, and I watch whatever's on YouTube. I'll watch some beer reviews. There's some beer reviews. I don't always comment on people's beer reviews, for the simple reason is I can't do it. I'm watching it on the TV. So there is certain people that I do watch. I'll give them shout outs. Rate my beer. Barry. Paul Michelle, I rate my beer. Barry, all the beer, no idea. Don's beer reviews. Sorry, Don. Sybil Subs. Watch Sybil as well. Northern Southerner, I watch him as well. Scott reviews. I watch some of Scott's stuff. I prefer these beer reviews with Wonder, but he's moved away. I don't think Wonder's into that anymore. There's another couple of guys that I watch as well, but I just curiosity for a lot of it, and I watched one recently, and he only posted up. I'm not going to mention who he is. You maybe know who I'm talking about. He posted up a beer a few weeks ago, and it had over 3,500 views. And I went to myself, I'm going to have a look at your videos. So I went in, looked at his channel, looked at his videos, and there was like 7,000, 8,000 views. And I was thinking to myself, you're buying the views, mate, because you have got absolutely no charisma at all. Absolutely no imagination. There's people I watch, right? I like a lot of vloggers. There's people I watch. I watch Bald and Bankrupt. Now that guy, he puts a video on for an hour. You'll sit and watch it. And I watch Honest Places. I watch Danny for Honest Places. He goes about all the cities everywhere, and he's looking for dodgy pubs to have a pint in, and he looks at all the dodgy stuff. And then there's Wendell. He goes around the UK as well. I like guys like that, a bit of content. But this guy, every time you look at his videos, it was thousands and thousands of views, and you think to yourself, wait a fucking minute here, mate. What's going on? you've got no charisma, absolutely at all. And then I thought to myself, I'm on Instagram, right? And I've got, I don't know, 100 followers, 200 followers, maybe, I don't know. Not much anyway, right? I only use Instagram to document what any beers I've got or I've drank. And you get these messages every so often on Instagram. Do you want to buy followers? And if you look at my Instagram, it says cult followers only, don't buy followers. I've got that in my bio. And these people send you messages, and if you pay so much money, you get followers on Instagram, you get followers on YouTube. And I'm thinking, this guy's bought into that. This guy's paid money and he's getting all these followers. He's got to be, because he's got nothing going for him, to be honest with you. Comes on there, like, I watched a couple of his beer reviews, and he models himself on another beer tuber with his chat and the way he opens up and stuff like that. And this other beer tuber will pick a beer up, and before he's opened it, he hates it, which fucking annoys the hell out of me. That it really does. It's crap how someone could do that. They just hate it. They hate a beer. They've not even opened it. They hate it. They've labelled it. Well, this guy's doing the same thing, but he's doing it in a diluted form, as if he's trying to make it his own, and he's buying the followers. That's all I'm going to say. I don't buy followers. I've been doing this for, I think I got my camera 2009, and I've been beer reviewing since 2010. So I've been doing it for 14 years. And do you know what? If you look at me and you think to yourself, well, switch him off, he knows jack shit about beer. Exactly, I know jack shit about beer. I'm not going to lie to you. I like my beer. I like drinking beer, and I like talking about beer. And I like beer-orientated people. But I don't bullshit my way through it like some of these guys out there do. There is people out there that know what they're talking about. There is. I like, there was a guy commented in one of my videos today, he was be a guru, man. In my day, why should we come back out of retirement? The Urban Viking. Great guy. Dave Dowling. Dave, if you watch this, you were one of the guys I looked up to. He knew what he was talking about beer. There's a lot of guys out there that know what they're talking about. There's a lot of guys out there that think they know what they're talking about. I wouldn't say I know what I'm talking about. I know what I like. There's guys out there that love the IPAs, right? The Big Dippers, all these. IPA me's piss. I don't like it. I don't like the G-fruit. Stouts are my thing. Lagers as well. Like a spirit. I like to dabble. I'm one of those kind of people that strange food. I'm one of those sort of, like, somebody brought in a boar burger. A boar burger? I don't know where I got that from. Somebody brought in a koala bear burger or something like that. I'd have a go at it. That's the type of person I am. I'm quite adventurous that way. Same with alcohol, I'll have a snap at it. If I like it, I like it. I don't. I'll tell you it. Like, so, I've tried beers before. And don't get me wrong, my channel, 14 years, I've had people writing to me, asking me, what's your address, and I'll send you some beers. And if I don't like the beers, I'll tell them I don't like the beers. There has been a few companies that have wrote to me in the past and they've sent me beer, and it's not been up to scratch, and I wasn't that impressed with it. I didn't even post the videos. So, and some of the ones I did post, they got mediocre reviews. So anyway, what about the future? What we're going to do? Well, this year, I've got 2 holidays planned. Going to Europe, hopefully France, towards the... They're both going to be towards the end of the year. Both with friends. I had other plans, but they got quashed. I've had a bit of a bad time recently. I lost the best friend in the world. If you know who your best friend in the world is, you know where I'm coming from. That happened in May. Everything's up in the air just now. It's one of those things. You have to get through. You have to get through, and if you don't get through, well, I don't know. So anyway, Sofakingdrunk's gone for a pee. If I bored the ass off you, fair enough. And if I didn't, drop something down in the comments below. Anything I spoke about. Get a conversation going down below. And we'll do one of these again in a few months' time when there's more shit been happening. I've got more to tell you. Slangy va, keep drinking good. Perfect draft. If you're drinking perfect draft, enjoy your weekend. Ciao for now.